belly with my, I got all the powder on me. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. As always, thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing. So I got Common Sense Fishing Jr., my son here, Jonathan Matthews. Thanks for joining me tonight. He's not feeling too great, but hey, RC, glad to see you on. I'm happy to be back. It's been so crazy. I've had 4 months nonstop HVAC work. It's been the most insanity I've dealt with in my entire life. Looking like things are slowing down, so I'm going to be having some fishing trips coming up. I'm going to take my boy. We'll probably be fishing either this weekend or next weekend. Oh, yeah, good problems to have for sure. We're going to head out to probably the Delta, I'm thinking. This year and probably for the next year, I think what we're going to do in the channel here is focus on some fun fishing videos, great times. We're going to try to show a little bit more of us at home getting ready, a little bit more of the process, some banter, chat, and talk between the friends, the family, and all that. Plus the trip, we're going to get a little bit more open and just not just fish catching. And also, I think you guys might like the new format. We're basically going to be putting down most of the rubber for this year and dealing with crankbaits, spinner baits, top water, swim baits. We're going to be going pretty much reaction heavy. Even if we're fishing in the slower times, we're going to be fishing for a few fish a day, just those key fish instead of kind of looking on how to catch 15, 20 plus fish a day. How do we get, 2, 3, 4, 5 big fish or even more, but how do we find, locate, and punk on those big fish? And sometimes we might have to use some more tricky presentations, but we're going to be trying to avoid the plastic soft bottom bouncing for a while. We will be doing some of it, tips and tricks videos when the time's necessary, but I'm going to be doing a lot more reaction and power fishing. Now, my son, your job is to just kind of sit in the back of the boat.
Oh yeah.
And just drag a worm, and this guy kills it. He catches lots of fish. He knows how to fish finesse. I've taught him really good. He knows how to feel the rocks, the trees, stuff like that. So we'll do some videos sharing those tips and tricks with you guys. For those of you who are fishing out of the back of the boat like him, or just period when it gets slow like that. But like I said, we're going to be focusing more on power and reaction, and I think you're excited for that because I haven't really been trusting him with any lures that have treble hooks or big hooks because I don't want to get hooked in the face. I really don't want to be hooked. I've been kind of a big baby, kind of keeping those lures away from him because I don't want to be in the front and have him, swing and just grab me with a pair of treble hooks. That's just kind of a big fear of mine. So he's gotten really good at fishing. Sometimes you still have some accidents here and there, but I think it's time we're going to be teaching. So I'm going to be teaching my own son how to power fish, how to use crankbaits, spinner baits, reaction, stuff like that. So we're going to take you guys along for the ride. We're back with the live streams. We're going to be trying to break these out again at least 2 or 3 times a week. At least, if anything, we're going to pick one day a week. We're going to go hard and make sure that we never miss that day. And if we can do multiple days, we're going to start ramping that back up. There's some of the giveaway people that I still have to get their stuff to. I finally have a free moment to breathe. So for those of you that have won giveaway items, don't worry, don't sweat. I'm going to actually probably double or triple what I'm going to send you. Uh, Excuse me, just because it's been such a long wait. And then the first giveaway when we come back with the giveaways is going to be epic. So you're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell as well as smash the like. And I'm glad to see you back on tonight, RC Creative. Thanks for hanging out. Well, 2 houses needing units. I just got a house that needs vents and all. All right, man. I tell you what, dude, I'd be down to go out there too on one of these days off. When I get like a week that's slow, I could fly out there and purchase equipment in a different state with my contractor's license from California, most likely, and still be able to do some work if you guys would like. But I'd be more interested in trying to make a vacation out of it and come hang out. But I'd definitely be down to put in some work. So this guy knows, huh? I'm a
Oh
salvage
yeah.
worker, right? I work 6, 7 days a week, pretty much all the months. I just keep working. That's why I've been missing you guys and gals for so long. But super excited to be back. Look at my big old belly and my shirt. I was eating what was I eating that had the like powdered sugar on it? Not donuts. This like Turkish treats that are like gummies, but they're like powdered sugar over like a gummy jello type thing. It's super bomb. But yeah, I just got done munching those. So,
Lucky you.
right, I'll put you on some smallmouth for sure. Oh yeah, dude, that'd be great to go out and get just out of the state for a while. Go take a few trips. Finally, like I said, work has slowed down a bit. Still real busy. I'm a small business owner, own my own HVAC business, and goodness, it's been crazy. And it's not like I don't have work, but it's looking like I have enough free time finally that I can for sure start doing at least 1 or 2 trips a week now. And so I'm going to take my boy. We're going to go out there and we're going to do some power fishing, focus on the Delta, some of these bigger fish lakes. Even if we got to go with less fish, that's going to be the key is, or even if we're at the lakes like McClure, stuff like that, we're going to still be trying to find, locate, and put some pressure on those big fish with things like deep diving, crankbaits, spoons, rattle traps, top water. As we pull more into fall, stuff like that, spinner baits. So can't wait. It's going to be a ton of fun. Now, I wanted to have my son on tonight just to be able to, have a guest on basically that, we could talk fishing with. It's just not just me. And this guy, isn't obviously a super pro or anything. So he's still got a lot to learn. So I think it'd be a great person to have on to kind of get his gauge on how, he's been feeling about fishing and the transitions from one lure to the next. So let's ask you, do you think you're ready to start throwing some crankbaits and some treble hook lures?
Well, yeah, I've been throwing the opposite for a while.
Yeah, you think you're ready to to use those without putting the hook in your dad?
Well, yeah.
All right, cool. So, um, how you've been seeing me use them? Have you really been wanting to use those, and you kind of get frustrated when you just use the bottom bouncers all day, or?
Well, yeah, I've been wanting to use those for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, one of the problems with him being in the back of the boat, me being in the front of the boat, is power fishing something you really want to do with both guys towards the front of the boat. In my opinion, it's a lot harder to do with the guy in the back, literally in the back, and the guy in the front in the front. The guy in the front's going to get all the angles, going to get all of the first premier casts, and going to have all of the right lanes, everything. Guy in the back's going to have a much harder time using reaction in the ways and power fishing in the ways that can really draw those fish out if he's not up on that front deck. So that's another thing is when we fish, you got to start. I know I have a smaller front deck because I only have a 17 and a half. So when I can upgrade the boat, get a bigger boat, that'd be really nice to have a bigger deck. So, it's not as crowded up there, but it's really not that hard to have two guys up in the front, kind of side by side. I call it like choo-choo train fishing because as the boat's always moving forward, it's easy to get crossed in each other's lines if you're not doing it correctly. So if you're running parallel to the shore, like I always try to teach everybody, and you have two guys, one guy is making the cast first, and then when his lure is about halfway back, the other guy is making the cast so that it's always going like this, and you're never interfering with each other. So there's a way to do it, both people in the front. So I'm excited to take him out, put him on some crankbait fish, spinnerbait fish, stuff like that. So we're going to probably start out at the lakes where I can get him to learn a crankbait, tune it, run it, because there's just open water. All he can possibly pull into is rocks. Show him how to feel the bottom, feel the rocks, and maybe the few occasional sticks and trees that are here and there, depending on what lake we're fishing and where. But, kind of teach him. And we're going to do videos along that line and show you guys and gals too. So cool family, father and son moments. and some cool, fun banter, obviously, when we get the friends together, and also teaching at the same time. So, in the last couple of years, though, Jonathan, what's been your favorite lure so far to catch fish on?
Mm, well, you only ever
I
really let me use a couple.
What are the okay? So that's a better question. Is what are the few types of lures that you are comfortable with? Like, what do you fish with when I give you a pull? What are the few lures that are usually that they're? What are the names? Do you know?
Drop shot.
Drop shot.
I think you once let me use a Texas rig.
Well, you've used the Texas rig a couple times, and you've caught fish at at Kelsey,
And
and anywhere in the
once
weeds too. Like
weed whacker.
no, there's no lure called a weed whacker.
Oh,
That's funny. What's the Ned rig?
oh yeah.
Have you caught him on the Ned rig? Caught him on the Ned rig, caught him on the Texas rig, and you've caught him on the drop shot. So pretty much all rubber bottom bouncing lures. Um, many different lures from pink worms, rubber worms, robo worms, Cincos, Ned rig, all kinds of different creature baits. You have used a spinner bait a few times. Have you caught a few fish? I think on a spinner bait.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun, wasn't it? So spinner bait's not too bad. That's your introduction to power fishing. But you think what do you think's the first lure you want to try to tackle?
Well,
Out of
I'll
all,
give you any that you'll give me, of course.
okay, but what do you like that I throw a lot, like that you've seen or that you see on YouTube? Have you seen any videos or like what lure do you think you'd want to learn first? Crankbait, spinner bait, top water. Um, you want to use a jig. You've thrown that a little bit, but what do you want to really learn to pick up the next couple months so we do some fishing?
Well, I've always seen you use these topwater lures. I've never really used them before, but I've seen you use them a lot.
So you want to use something like the Whopper Plopper to start out, and then maybe we'll go to like a buzz bait, a Whopper Plopper, and then we'll teach you how to use something like a walk the dog bait, like a Sammy or a spitting image or something like that. So that's cool. Well, top water is fun. The frog fishing, remember frog fishing at the Kelsey Bass
Oh,
Ranch?
you did use it like a frog lure.
The rubber frogs,
Yeah,
they
rubber
blow,
frogs.
they explode up through the mats. That's fun at the Delta too. So all right, top water. So we're gonna take top water, and we're gonna go ahead and run with top water. Leave a comment in the comment section below. What lures would you like to see us trying to get him on for the first time? And what lures would you like to see me do some educational videos on? Spinner baits, top water, crankbaits, spy baits, rattle traps, jerk baits, you name it. What would you like to see me do some videos on? And I'll try to make sure we're kind of incorporating that and then we're doing that. So that's another thing. I want to be real responsive to you guys and gals. So, for those of you watching live, we got the live chat rolling. I appreciate you. If you're watching this at a later time, put that spy bait in his hands. Yeah, spy bait would be really nice. So for those of you who might be watching it later too, just leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know, what type of lures would you like to see us use and explain and kind of teach. And I'd be glad to do that. We'll take some videos. We'll do that for sure. So giveaways. Like I said, giveaways are going to be coming back as soon as I get like finished, organized with everything. In the next week or two here, we're gonna have our first big giveaway. And what I'm going to do is I still have the chalkboard with the names of the winners from the last giveaway. We got to get Ray, I believe, a Bass Pro Shops card. But I know we've got Mario, I think, with Let's Get It Fishing, and a couple other guys we got to get your guys' giveaway gifts to. So don't forget to make sure that notification bell's checked so that if you're watching this at a later time, you make sure that you get the notifications. And if it's something you want to hang out with and watch on the live stream and chat and talk and hang out with us, we appreciate having you on, like RC Creative here, like all the other awesome people that have been supporting the channel since it first started. And for those of you who may be joining late Or if you're new to the channel here, you know, I have been on basically like a 4 month sabbatical, right? I mean, he's been working with me, making some money, and we just been doing HVAC work like crazy. So I haven't been able to be on here on YouTube, you know, producing as much content for you guys, but I got to pay the bills, got to work. So that comes first. But finally, we do have some free time. So I'm going to utilize that. We're going to be doing, like I said, you know, the giveaways, all the videos. So I'm super excited. Now, RC Creative here, it would be great to get out there with you and get over there to the East Coast and take a couple days and go shoot some videos over there. You know what? I got a, a credit card for airplanes. It's like got a $15,000 limit, and I don't fly anywhere. I fly my kids. So maybe we got to look into, you know, me getting a room out there for a couple of days and see if I can't take a plane out there. And if you know a spot, we can go rent a boat or either just go hit it from the shore. You know, I'd be down to come out to West Virginia or to the East Coast and see you guys. That'd be great. So if you guys want to see me in your neck of the woods, let me know where you'd like to see me fish, what you'd like to see me fish for, because here's a couple of things I've also been really wanting to do. It's not something I can constantly pump out this kind of content, but I would like to do some more saltwater fishing, ocean fishing. I want to try to go do some tuna or some sea fishing, you know, go for some marlins, tuna, stuff like that. Some real epic fun fishing, you know, do some Alaskan salmon fishing, stuff like that. Go around, you know, Florida. I went to Florida before, had a ton of fun fishing for bass in the alligator infested pond, our little lake out there. It was pretty cool. So I wish I had my GoPro then. I would love to show you guys, you know, that stuff. So we're going to be working on doing all that kind of stuff. Oh, for sure. You're a nice. Haha. Good job, RC. Moving on up, man. That's good news, dude. I like to see people succeed. I like to see people happy, chase their dreams, you know. So I was also thinking, you know, oh, sorry, I got some mosquito bites. I was also thinking, you know, the good old Lord been talking to me, and I want to do some things to help the community. So I think, you know, I usually do my toy drive, so it's a little bit late, but I might start my toy drive back up. And if not, you know, we're going to figure out something we can do to help the community this Christmas or a family in need. So I'm tossing up some ideas, maybe taking care of Christmas for like a family or two. If anyone knows anybody who's just really, well, when it gets to that time, who's really in a shape where they could really use it, they have young enough children, you know, they can't afford it themselves. I'd be more than happy to sponsor a few families this Christmas under the Common Sense Fishing, you know, here and see what we can do to help. So we're got a lot of stuff. We're ramping back up. I've been gone for 4 months, so the Google algorithm, the YouTube algorithm is not going to be nice to me. We're not going to see a lot of people, you know, on until we start doing this more regular. But for those of you like RC Creative and anyone else who jumps on, you know, appreciate you guys sticking with us. And if you just missed it, you're watching this at a later time. Again, appreciate everybody for sticking through. But I've really got some fun, great ideas for the next upcoming few months and even the next few years of this channel. I just only good things I'm planning for. And, you know, like RC Creative, man, great job, you know, getting something that you love what you do and having a steady, you know, steady income like that. And, you know, having a job for ABC, that's great, you know. And may you only have more, you know, steps to climb after that and have a, you know, a basically positive, successful career. So I wish that upon everybody. That's what we're trying to do here. Build a family fishing channel, you know, father and son and friends and community where we go out, we fish, we have a good time, and we share and spread the love. And we're not a stick up your butt community here. We crack jokes, you know, do all kinds of fun stuff. Usually get hammered, but I've actually given up alcohol. I haven't been drinking for the last 2 months. Feel a lot better. So you're not going to be seeing me drinking on these late night streams. I should probably bring Casper, the old friendly ghost, back, though. I don't know. Might scare a bunch of you guys. We might have to do that like on a members only, right? Where we'll have a Joe Rogan style podcast. Let's just say it that way. He can't be here. Adult only.
Wait, so you call it Casper?
Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah. You know what Casper is. Hey, Marco, what's up? Yep, I got my boy on tonight, so I figured, you know, it would be cool to have another person to chat with and talk to. He's a beginner, so, you know, I feel like it'd be great to kind of build the channel up with him too, have him sit in on some. If you also, to anybody out there who's friends, who knows me, anyone local, or if you're in the area and you'd like to be on the show with me, you know, hit me up, let me know. We'll get a spot set up for you, you know, and be more than happy to have you down for a few hours to talk on the live stream and chat fishing, you know. So oh yeah, he did really good at Clear Lake, didn't he? Yeah, I'm proud of him, dude. Good job out of Clear Lake. Can't wait to go again next year, brother. Hopefully we can get Vince, we can get you, we can get a couple of the guys. Maybe we can get Mark Nav and some of the other homies, you know, Justin, and get Jeremy and Jay, and excuse me, good old Virgil,
Yeah.
as we like to say, Vince. What?
So for Clear Lake, remember when we were clearing up, we were about to leave. I caught that one bass by myself out by the dock.
Yeah.
Sorry I couldn't bring that to you though as proof.
Oh, as proof? Yeah. I told him, I said, go catch that last bass. He was trying for this like 3 or 4 pounder that was sitting on a bed. And, and I was like, go get that last bass before we left. And I was loading up the truck. And he said he caught it, you know, and his hand was all wet, you know, this and that. I don't have no reason to not believe you, buddy. I'm sure you caught that fish. You know, I think we caught that fish a couple times. You know, unfortunately, we've seen so many fish that were like 8 to 10 plus pounds. None of them would bite, though. That was the worst shit ever. They're either, I think they were pre-spawn still. Some of them fat bass just looked so huge because it didn't quite look like post-spawn bass. It was weird. And it looked so far along, like it was like late in the spawn. But it was crazy to see so many monster bass. Also, I realized I think a lot of those bass were spawning in water where you could just barely make them out. I think more of the smaller bass were in those beds in 1 to, you know, 5 feet of water, 4 feet of water. I seen some giant shadows down there on some giant beds that I think I just, you know, probably just backed off and fished a little more for them. I think probably could have caught one of those beasts, but you know, I'm going to keep going. We're going to do this Clear Lake trip every year. That's kind of going to be a thing for the channel here. Every spawn or around spawn time, we're going to gather up as many of our friends and fishermen that we can who are viewers of this channel, who are local, who can make the trip. We are welcoming of anyone and everyone, you know. Hopefully the group and the trip just gets bigger and better every year. And we can turn it into one day we're like 100 boats showing up at Clear Lake, right? Our own little mini tournament. So, yeah, it's fun. That's some of the stuff we're talking about bringing. We're going to do some camping trips and bring you guys along for the dinners, the cookouts, and the views with the sunsets and some of the campfire stories and jokes, you know. Not too long, but kind of just try to make a nice video that shows the total experience and not just like, hey, Common Sense Fishing out here at Lake whatever lake, here's another bass, caught it on a duke, you know. Kind of trying to switch things up. And I've been talking about this for a while now, but I've finally been able to kind of let go, if you get what I'm saying, is that I've been so hooked on this channel and producing content that I was just more focused on catching fish, whether they're big or small, just catching fish and just constantly worried about fish content and not really putting together a total complete video, like video editing content, right? Like looking at properly doing some storyline in there, some chatting, some conversation, and better tips and tricks information, and less repetitive. Here's another dink, here's another dink, here's another. Oh, well, here's a 2 pounder, right? Just don't need to show you every fish I caught. I think I need to focus more on the better fish, bigger fish, the fun and exciting parts of the trip, the funny parts, sad or whatever parts, and we're going to try to build better stories for you guys, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm after. More fun times with the son here. So that's why I kind of want to invite him to sit in and chat with us. And he's getting old enough, so you guys can feel free to talk whatever you guys want on the chat box there, and he can hang. You know, I'm not taking him to Ram Ranch or nothing. He's not going to see that, but. Oh yeah, I was proud of him. He got that bass for sure. But yeah, for definite. I'm glad to see you guys on tonight. I just wanted to let everybody know I'm back. I don't have a lot of fishing tips and tricks to talk about because I haven't been on the lake. I can talk about what normally works in the summer, all that, but I'm just fired up to tell everyone I'm back. I'm doing financially stable so I can afford to do these giveaways. I can afford to do this stuff now because really I was pushing myself and doing giveaways when it was I wasn't having a ton of extra money to be just throwing it away like that, smart, financial decisions, right? And then not even that, most of the time it was just I was so busy that I was biting off more than I could chew. And I finally, I think, been able to accept and deal with the fact that I'm just not going to probably be a YouTube star. The channel's probably not going to become Tactical Bassin, right? And if it is, whatever. But that's okay. I want to build a great community. I want to get there someday, but I want to also make this a journey that's true, that's personal, that's open, that's awesome, that everyone can take part of watching this channel grow from whatever it is and was when it first started to whatever it becomes. I love getting to see my boy grow up on the channel. I've had the channel now for a few years, and I've got to see him, videos of him when he was barely 11 years old or so, all the way up until now. So I have plenty of fishing memories with him when he was little, but we really haven't been recording until just the last few years. So I'm excited to document what the next few years is going to bring and share and spread the love as my business is successful and I'm doing okay. Then I can afford to do better giveaways. I can afford to do some more Christmas stuff instead of really, just doing the bare minimum. I'm going to try to go all out as far as the best that I can. So I'm just super excited. Just wanted to share that with everybody, and if there's any questions, anything you guys want to talk about too, don't forget, leave a comment in the comments. Leave a comment in the section below after the video is over too, even if you want, because I go back and I'll check things. I'm very interactive. So again, for those of you who might be catching this at a later time, we're very open and honest here. So if you want to know how we caught certain things, where we caught certain things, don't hesitate to ask. We're glad to share that stuff with you. So, but I look forward to producing some great stuff. I look forward to some more fishing trips. So, but before we get off, we're going to hang out for a little bit longer. What do you got anything you want to talk about tonight, Jonathan? Any things you look forward to with fishing in the next, couple months?
Well, obviously need the sun.
Yeah. You look at the white skin right there. Your hand's a little brown, but yeah, skin. I think I'm even not as dark as I normally am. I usually turn straight dark brown. I've been wearing my sombrero hat when I'm out there working on the AC, so I don't get cooked.
Oh yeah, I was actually pretty brown when I went out to work with you. And got all brown.
Yeah.
I'm getting whiter now.
Yeah, you got to go work with me some more. on the weekends. Says you're back in school, so whenever I do some install work, I have to drag you along. We'll go do some work together.
Yeah.
Now, what are you looking forward to about fishing? Like, where do you want to go fishing first? You've been everywhere with me. You want to go to the lakes? You want to go to the Delta? Do you want to go to a place like Salt Springs Valley Reservoir?
Well, I'm fond of just fishing our old spots. Like maybe we go back to the Delta.
Yeah, go back to the Delta. The Delta's fun.
It's been a while.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely. We're gonna have to give you some spinner baits. Start out with there. Teach you how to shake the spinner bait, how to shake the weeds off.
Weeds.
Hey Mike, nice to see you on. I'm glad to be back. I'm super excited. Like I said, we're gonna be having giveaways again. We're gonna be having much more fishing trips. I'd like to do another barbecue meet and greet. I really am talking about and willing to fly to the East Coast to go hang out with Mike if you don't mind having me out there, or somewhere like Florida or Texas for a few days. I want to get some new fishing in. Show you guys some more places. Go do some stuff. Get some subscribers from some other states too. That'd be pretty interesting and fun. Get to go out and meet some new people and hopefully make some new friends. But I'd like to drag you with me, but you're in school, so that'd have to be a weekend trip or something. So Delta, you think the Delta's a good spot to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be a good backup spot? If you had to pick a lake, where would you like to go right now?
Well, I wish we could go back to that old ranch. What was it called again?
Kelsey Bass Ranch?
Yeah, but they closed that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. There's new owners. I would really like to get in with them somehow and talk to whoever owns that place. Like, I'll install, like, an air conditioner costs like 10, 20 grand. I'll install an air conditioner for free if it'll get me a year or two or a couple years fishing rights out there. So if anyone knows anyone who owns the Kelsey Bass Ranch, man, let them know they got an AC dude for life. That'll be my way to weasel in, right? Otherwise, the place that's kind of like the Kelsey Bass Ranch, it's open to anybody and everybody. It's kind of a secret to all, kind of like the Legend of Zelda when you get the rupees and it's a secret to everybody. Well, there's a place. Do you remember when we went tournament fishing and you actually did really good and we caught like a bunch of fish? And we went to that one place that's a small lake and it's all like grassy all around. And it was called Salt Springs Valley Reservoir.
It's been a while.
And we did the tournament there. You were drop shotting and you caught a bunch of fish in that little cove. Remember the very first fish of the tournament you lost? You weren't sure you had a fish and it was pulling you all around and then it got off.
Not sure I remember. It's been a while.
This kid's got a pothead memory, I tell you what. You better not be smoking.
No.
I'll beat your ass, boy. Put you in a headlock.
I'm barely about to turn 15, bro.
Oh, I know. You better. Like, I'm telling you, your memory is shot, dude. He's got his dad's memory. I'll tell you what. Oh, yeah. Hey, Kamsey. Nice to see you on, brother. I'm happy to see everybody on tonight. Thanks for jumping on, even if it's just for a few moments. I got my son on with me tonight, and just excited to be back for the first time in a while. Wanted to hang out, let everybody know that finally I have some breathing time, so the boat's going to get – what's all over the boat right now, Johnny? Don't say the one thing that I don't want everyone to know. Well, what's all over the boat, though?
Tools.
Right?
Bunches.
Tools everywhere.
Tools.
What do you think's the one thing that's all over the boat that I didn't want them to know? You can go ahead and say it.
Trash.
Not that. What else?
Well, it's hard to see when there's just a bunch of tools all over it.
Yes, the boat is just filled with tools and parts. My boat is like, I can't even see my boat. I got HVAC stuff all around it, on it, over it. Yeah, well, there's mice shit all over it, too. I got to clean that up.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a mice infestation problem during the summer. I left the door open a couple nights and a couple of them got in, and then we didn't catch them in time. They made some babies, so we caught like 3 of them so far. Little monsters. They're only in the garage, but shizer, man, they sure do like my boat, you know, pooping all over it. So I think that's the last one we got to catch. Or no, we caught the one on the boat. I caught one in the boat. I caught one in the man cave here, little monsters.
Well, thought I saw one scurrying around in the
Yeah, but
garage.
yeah, there might be one left. So we got to deal with that problem. But yeah, I'll clean off the boat here soon. I got to start cleaning up and taking care of all the AC stuff. But the boat is starting to be like I can see her now. I'm cleaning all the stuff off. You can start to actually see part of the boat. I got to organize everything up. Or who's going to organize everything, Jonathan? Yeah, I pay this guy. I tell him unload my truck every day. I pull up, I get off work, I go throw him the keys, go unload the truck. Good little. He's learning how to make money and work hard. I put him through some stuff, but yeah, excited. You know, we got to get the boat on the charger, get everything charged up. Probably first trip will be sometime next week for me, or potentially this weekend. Probably a few solo trips, just me. And as soon as the weekend comes, we'll take you. We'll go roll out and go fishing. So expect in the next couple, probably in the next 2 weeks, expect 2 or 3 fishing videos, and we're back with this live streams. Make sure your notification bell's checked, as we are going to have a pretty big giveaway. So something to say thank you, and we're back. So you know, looking forward to rocking the water, so to speak, right? Having a good time, putting out more videos, doing these live streams, you know, chatting with the community, and really sharing what's working out there on the water in real time and in real locations. You know, not trying to be all snatchy about where I'm fishing, what I'm fishing with. Um, Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to talk about tonight before we get off, buddy? Are you ready to go fishing? What's going to be the so are you going to fish with your spinning gear or with your bait caster, you think?
Well, might as well start learning immediately. So, spinner.
Your spinning gear or bait caster?
Spinning.
So you want to use your spinning gear so you can use crankbaits and stuff like that? And then you're going to use your bait caster to fish with like maybe jigs for a while until you learn that. And then you're going to throw the crankbaits and the stuff on the bait caster. That's not a bad idea. Learn how to control everything because you're good with a spinning rod, right? And so if you're going to practice a new lure, it's best to practice with something you feel comfortable with, right? Because if you're going to use a bait caster, you're not very good with a bait caster yet, are you?
No.
And so if you're going to throw a crankbait on a bait caster, you're more likely to hook me, aren't you? You're more likely to backlash and have the lure go out and then swing back in, you know, and get us. That's a good thinking. I'd agree with that. I learned the same way, power fishing on a spinning rod and then transitioning from the spinning rod to the bait caster is a pretty solid plan. You can start with a bait caster too, but honestly, there's some things that you can do with the spinning rod that are very hard to do with the bait caster. You can do it for sure, but you've got to have some expensive gear to do it, or the right gear. You know, the right rod. But with some spinning gear, you can take a $29.99 Walmart rod that's either 5 foot, you know, a little short trout rod, or an 8 foot, you know, striper rod from Walmart, and they can both be crappy as hell. But because they're spinning rods and you're familiar with how to cast and hold them and use them, you can skip them, you can sidearm cast them, underhand cast them, you can pitch them under docks, you can do a lot of stuff with them before you can graduate to doing that kind of stuff with a bait caster. I mean, unless you really learn the bait caster, but you've already been fishing since you were about 3 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old with a spinning rod. So that's a good idea. I second that, but we got to get you. So what we have to do then is whenever we do bottom bouncing, new rule is going to be no spinning rods for bottom bouncing. That means no drop shot, no Ned rig, none of that shit. We're going to basically only allow you to throw probably Texas rig and jigs on your bait caster, and then we'll roll with maybe like some spinner baits and crankbaits or topwater on your spinning rod. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right. So, I got to get you a GoPro too. We got to get him a GoPro put on his head so we can both kind of catch each other. So when we're catching fish, I can turn mine on, watch him. If I'm catching a fish, he can turn his on, watch me, stuff like that. So I'm going to buy one of them poles that goes on the back of the boat, and the GoPro mounts on it, and then it has power. So that way the GoPro never runs out. So it can record for hours on end. All I have to do is bring, like, say, a little plastic case with a bunch of different memory cards, and then we just keep recording. And I like the way Harry Madera was doing it. What he does is he records like 30 minutes at a time or so, or an hour, like the whole memory card. And if there were no fish caught in that time, he erases it. And then whenever there's a fish caught, he stops the recording after the fish and then restarts it. And then if we go a half hour, no fish caught, he erases that section. And then what he does is, say we start catching 10, 20 fish, he'll either keep it recording, or he'll restart the recording if we're catching a fish like every 10, 15 minutes. So that way he'll have these slots, and he knows somewhere in there is a fish, so that he has from cast to catch. It's a pretty smart idea. I'm going to try to kind of RD it, rip off and duplicate it. All right, so let's read some comments here. Delta has been hitting lately numbers. I think that's where we're going to be going. That's what we're talking about, right? Delta. Yeah. I've been hearing, numbers, and the fish have been hot. So I guess in order to find the big fish, we're going to have to go throw in things like spinner baits and stuff, and power and reaction, and try to pull out those big mamas from those weed edges. That's one of my favorite things in the docks. Jerk baits, Cincos, stuff like that. So looking forward to going and kicking the Delta's ass, hopefully. The Delta, though, is very brutal and may turn around and kick ours and say, oh, yeah, you think you're just going to show up, and because you want to catch fish on spinner baits or crankbaits, it might be a weightless Cinco day. And if I refuse to throw the weightless Cinco, I might pay the price and only catch so many fish. So you never know. But that's going to be the focus of the next 6 months of this channel or so, is going to be power fishing, reaction fishing, big baits, swim baits, but mostly things that are normal that the average everyday Joe can pick up and is good with. A spinner bait, a jerk bait, a crank bait. Then we're going to start getting into some A-rig, some swim bait, S-waver stuff. We're going to do all of it this year. So you're going to see a lot less of the doodling and noodling and sitting there in one spot camping crap. And when I do, though, I'm going to try to teach. So I'm going to try to show how to use your fish finder, your graphs, how to use your eyes, how to get to the lake, kind of figure out where are the fish right now based on the conditions. What's the wind? Is it sunny or cloudy? Was it hot or cold? What time of year are we? So with certain information, we can already say that we think the fish should be doing X, Y, or Z. And then we just go out there and rule it out and go for it. So super excited to start back up the channel in a sense. Super excited to have the giveaways back and do some fishing trips finally. Are you ready, buddy?
Yeah.
I can't wait. I hope you guys enjoy the show. We're going to have a really great time. So we got some giveaways coming. Make sure your notification bell's checked. We got some really cool fishing trips coming up. Lots of cool stuff. Don't go anywhere. We are just getting started. So thank you guys and gals for hanging out tonight. Really just wanted to kind of do a short live stream just to let everybody know that we are back. I'm going to be doing these live streams more often, so share the video. Let everybody who watches the channel know that we're back, and hopefully we can get some new viewers and grow this puppy. And we'll be seeing you guys and gals really soon. So, like I said, make sure your notification bell's checked because I will be back with these live streams. Probably the next one, either Thursday or Friday when I get done with my fishing trip. I'm going to try to go, or sometime this weekend, in which case it might be Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going to try to go fishing here in the next couple of days. We're going to do another live stream to kind of set up more information about when the next giveaway is going to be, and kind of get everybody into the ball's rolling again, the channel's back, make sure we get everybody watching again. And here within the next few weeks we're going to have a really big giveaway, lots of cool stuff. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys and gals very much, and thank you very much, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Anything you got to add, buddy?
I gotta get some more water. All
right, we'll say goodbye. We'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching Common Sense Fishing.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's go hit the end. Let's go get some water.